Good morning, everyone. In previous class, we were discussing about what is a performance appraisal, what is the objectives, and main advantages and disadvantages of performance appraisal in an organization. Today, we need to understand how this performance appraisal can be made in an organization, how it has to be taken place in an organization. For that, we need to know what exactly the process we need to consider to make a performance appraisal of an employees in the organization. This is the chart where we do find the first phase or a stage of a performance appraisal is establishing performance standard, and then those performance standards need to communicate with the concerned employees. These are the two methods where the traditional methods and modern methods we do come across. These are the two important methods were considered to make what how exactly the performance standards need to be taken place in the organization. On the basis of these, we need to compare actual performance with the standard performance of an employee. After that, we need to identifying the gap in between actual performance and the standard performance. Then only the last stage, it communicates what exactly the rewards or what exactly the actions were taken by that particular employer in the organization. These stages can be explained one by one. As I already told you that the first phase is establish performance standard. Here, a manager must determine what exactly the output or the accomplishment or the targets which has been given to a particular employee in the organization. Those need to be determined by the employer manager or an employer in the organization. These standards should have an evolved out evolved out of a job analysis. These standards can be determined through the help of job analysis and the job descriptions. Then these performance standards should also be clear and objective to be understood by the employees in the organization. Those need to be in the form of measurement, or those need to be measured in the organization. The standards should not be expressed in an articulated or an vague manner. These should not give an ambiguity in the organization. For example, the vague statements like a good job or a full day's work, like that. These are all the some examples of an vague examples. The standards cannot be set in this form. For example, here performance standards like that, an organization in an organization they can set a numeric target, like they can give a target for the employees, or they can give some a team leader might give a performance standard in the form of the accomplishment of the particular work in the organization. In that way, they can set the standards in the organization. Then we have the second phase or a stage in the organization, that is communicate performance expectations to the employees. What are all the standards were set for the organization, set from the organization or an employer. Those standards need to be communicated with the employees. Here, once the performance standards are established, this need to be communicated to the respective employees, so that they come to know that what exactly they need to do for that accomplishment of that particular target need to be completed by that particular employees. It must be noted that mere transference of transference of information from the manager to the employee is not at all called as a communication. Why? Because it becomes communication, it will become a communication only when the transference of information has been understood by that particular employees. We need to make an awareness, we need to create an awareness what exactly the standards were set by that particular organizer. Then we have the third phase, that is measure actual performance. The measurement of actual performance is nothing but it is a comparison in between a standard performance with the what actually the performance has been done by that particular employee. That is what we, it is a difference in between standard performance and the actual performance. That is what the rate of measurement we can say it as. The actual performance of an employee is measured on the basis of information available from various sources, like they may observed by the personal observation and statistical reports, or oral reports, or in the form of written reports. These are all the some forms where we can measure the standard performance with the actual performance. Measurement must be objective based on facts and findings. This is because what we measure is more critical and important to evaluation process than how we measure. It is a very crucial stage where we need to uh, take care an extra measure to measure the how exactly the difference between a standard performance with the actual performance can be happen in an organization. Then we have the fourth one, compare actual performance with the standards. Here the actual performance need to be compared with the predetermined standards which has been set by the organization. Such a comparison might reveal the deviation between standard performance and actual performance, with and will able to the evaluator to proceed to the next process, that is the fifth process, that is discussion of appraisal with the concerned employee. A raters or the committee that need to be discussed with the committee. That is the last stage, that is discuss the appraisal with the employee. One of the most challenging tasks of managers face to present an accurate appraisal of the employee and then make them accept the appraisal in the constructive manner. A discussion on appraisal enables employee to know their strengths and weaknesses. This has in turn impact on their future performance. We need to communicate with that particular employee that how it has been rated or how it has been compared with the actual performance with the standard performance which has been given by an employer. Then we have initiate the corrective action. This is the last phase where we can find in an performance appraisal process. It is a final step in an appraisal process is the initiation of corrective action when it is necessary in the organization. The areas needing improving improvement are identified, and then the measures to correct or improve the performance are identified and initiated by the employer. The corrective actions can be taken in form of two. They can be happen in form of two types. That is, one is the immediate and deals predominantly with the symptoms. This action is called as an putting out fires. With the putting out fire is nothing but an it is an immediate, and the deals with predominantly with the symptoms. What exactly the possibilities possibilities of that particular performance or possibilities of that action has been happened in the organization. The other one is the basic, and it delves into and causes of deviation and seeks to adjust the differences permanently. These are all the two forms where we can make or where we can take a corrective actions of an particular performance of the employee. This type of action involves time to analyze the deviation. It do take the some span of time in an organization. These are all the some important process we need to follow in an organization to assess or to know that what exactly the performance analysis, performance appraisal can be taken place in an organization. Then we need to understand what exactly the methods of performance appraisal. In methods of performance appraisal, we do find a modern methods and as well as traditional methods. First, we need to understand one by one what might be the traditional methods of an performance appraisal. In that traditional method, we do find rating scale method, checklist method, forced distribution method, critical incident method, essay method, and then paired comparison method, field review method, and we have confidential appraisal method. We here what exactly the rating sales method, sorry, scales method. Here rating scale, it is created to evaluate the performance of an employee against the certain parameters, like on the basis of the employer's attitude and his attendance to the work and his punctuality and the interpersonal skills of that particular employee. These are all the some parameters. On the basis of these parameters, the employer can be rated among, it can be happen like this: if that person having an attitude and attendance, punctuality and interpersonal skills, in that we need to rate him as an on the basis of numerical, that is indicate by low to the high. If that person having an punctuality and attendance and attitude, good attitude among his work, then that person can be rated above the 5, number 5, that is it might be a 6, 7, 8, 9 or an 10. That is what we will call it as an rating scales method. Then we have the second one, checklist method. Here, checklist method is nothing but it is a descriptive statement related to an behavior of the employee. Here, descriptive statements were related to his behavior, and each statement has two options like yes or no or true or false. For example, here descriptive statements are like is he respected by his colleagues or co-workers, we can say it as. Is the employee really interested in the task which has been assigned by the organization? If it is yes or true or false, we can give it give it to that particular question. Again, does he give respect to his superiors, whether that person is giving respect to his superiors or not? For that also we can specify yes or no. And then the other descriptive statement might be, does the follow does he follow instructions properly? Again, the does he make mistakes frequently in the organization? These are all the some examples in form of descriptive statements where the checklist method can be assessed in an organization. Then we have the third one, forced distribution method. Here, forced distribution method is a method where the manager is forced to distributors distribute employees on the basis of their performance on all points of the bell-shaped scale. Here, it is an bell-shaped scale where again it is called as a life cycle of an employee performance that can be assessed in the form of, here the starting point of the bell can be determined as an underperformers. Those who are employers, if they are performing below the standards of the organization, those will come under this underperformance, which indicates the red color of that bell shaped scale. And then in average, these are all the area which will concluded as an average performers. And then the high performance, here green color or an this indicate that high performance. Based on the underperformers, average performers and high performers, this is the scale, bell shaped scale can be given by the manager according to their performance of that particular employees in the organization. Then we have critical incident method. Here, critical incident method gives emphasis on critical behavior of the employees, such as a reaction of employee to the certain situation in the organization. How an employee is going to react to that particular situation in the organization, based on that only that can be assessed the performance of that particular employee. This is the some a simple format how the critical incident method can be happen in an organization. For example, here a fire or a sudden breakdown or an accident, if it is, these are all the some situations if they happened in the organization, how the workers reactions in that particular situation. For example, we do consider the workers like A, B, C, D and E, and the reactions of the particular worker in form of scale that can be rated in form of numerical, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For example, if an A employee or an worker informed the supervisor immediately, the reaction, how he is reacted to that particular situation, that can be scaled in form of 5. If it indicates, if it is indicating a 5, then it indicates that the worker is a properly react to that particular information which has been given by that superior. And again we have the another example. If the reaction based on the if the employee become anxious on loss of output, how the reaction, how exactly the reaction of that particular employee on the loss of output in an organization, that can also be rated on the in the form of numerical. Like that, the third tried to repair the machine, how an employee tried or make an attempt to repair the machine in an organization and complained for poor maintenance. If that person is complained for his poor performance, how that can be rated, and whether the employee was happy to forced test, how his reactions to the on the basis of that forced test which has been taken by that employer in the organization. These are all the some situations and the reactions which are which are scaled on the basis of some critical situations in the organization. Then we have essay method. Here essay method is nothing but an, here the rater writes a description about the behavior and performance of the employee, a detailed information regarding the performance of that particular employee can be make here, can they can list out the a descriptive descriptive way. That is how a manager or an rater can write a description about the behavior and performance of the employee, is called as an essay method. Then we have paired comparison method. In this method, one particular trait is considered to evaluate the employee's performance. Based on that trait, each employee is compared with the another, that is other person. For example, in this we can specify that, for example, we do take some examples of Margot, Sally, and Sam are the three employees in the organization. Initially, Margot and Sam can be rated on the basis of some similar trait. In that, Margot is better than Sam, and like that, Sam and Sally is better than Sam. Like that, among the Margot and Sally, again, Margot is better than Sally. This is how, based on some trait or an characteristic or an some important point, we can compare the two employees in the organization. That is what we will call it as an paired comparison method. Then we have field review method. In this method, it is mainly based on supervisor's opinion on the performance, behavior, and skill of the employee. It is mainly the field review method is nothing but an, it is mainly based on supervisor's opinion on regardance of the performance of that particular employee and behavior of that particular employee and how the skills of that particular employee. This can be rated in the form of excellent performer or good performer, average performer, poor or very poor performer, or very poor performer in the organization. This is how the field review can be taken by that particular superiors in that organization. Then we have the another one traditional method is confidential appraisal method. Here confidential appraisal method is nothing but an, the senior prepares the confidential reports on the base report on the basis of performance, behavior, and other traits of the employee. We do make it secrecy how the employee can be rated. Usually this kind of appraisal can be happen in government organizations to make a decision regarding to the promotion and transfer of that particular employee in the organization. That is what we will call it as an confidential appraisal method. These are all the some important traditional methods we do come across in an performance appraisal. Then we have we need to know what exactly the modern methods of performance appraisal. In that modern methods of performance appraisal, here modern methods are also called as an behavioral methods of an performance appraisal, which are all mainly based on the behavioral aspect of that particular employee in the organization. That is why it is called also the modern methods of performance appraisal is also called as an behavioral methods. One of the potential drawback of a trait oriented performance appraisal is that traits tend to vague or subjective. As we discussed in traditional way of performance appraisal, it may create an sometimes it may create a vague in the performance appraisal. One way to improve these rating scale is to have a description of behavior along with scale and continuum in the organization. That is how the essence of the modern methods of performance appraisal can be considered in an organization. In that respect, we do come across there are some examples, or there are some important modern methods of performance appraisal. In that respect, we do have management by objective, that is MBO. MBO is an one important technique which can be used by the organizations. And then we have assessment center, human resource accounting method, and behavioral anchored rating scale, 360-degree performance appraisal, psychological appraisal, and recently we do have 720-degree performance appraisal as a modern method of performance appraisal as well. Here, first we need to understand one by one what exactly the management by objective. Here, in management by objective, it is the first organizational in this method, or in this method of performance appraisal. First, the organizations need to define the goals, and after that, they need to define the individual goals, and are define individual goals in the organization. Based on that organizational goal, the individual goals are need to be given for each and every employee in the organization. The performance of employee is reviewed against the achievement of individual goals of that particular employee in the organization. That is what we will say it as a management by objective. Then we have
Actually, in management by objectives, what happens is the superior and the subordinate will sit
subordinate.
together. Will
Yes,
sit
sir.
together and they will define the goals for the individual. In the
Individual.
sense, to the
Yes, sir.
subordinate,
Yes,
and
sir.
then after the individual goals are attained by the subordinate, the review is being done by the
Superior.
superior.
Yes, sir.
In the sense, yeah,
Yes,
and
sir. Yes.
later on they will go on defining and defining the objectives by setting the objectives again and again.
Yes, sir. Yes,
They
sir.
go on setting the objectives,
After
and they review
completion of,
the
yes, sir,
and they review the completion of the objectives. Like that
objective.
it goes on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Then we have assessment center. Assessment center is a place where several activities are organized for employees by the management to evaluate the job related skills. These are all the activities usually include social events, assignments, business games, and role play. These can be happen in form of social events, assignments, business games, and role play. This technique mainly gives the emphasis on evaluating the interpersonal skills and intelligence and planning and organizing skills of that particular employee in the organization. Based on that, uh, that is what we will call it as an assessment center performance appraisal in the organization. Then we have human resource accounting method. Human resource accounting method main aim to find out the net contribution of that particular employee to the company in monetary terms. How the employee is able to reach that particular target which has been given by the particular employee in the employer in the organization. The cost of employee is calculated by adding the expenses incurred on employee, like his compensation, cost of recruitment and training and development. It has to be compared with that all the recruitment expenses with the how he is going to perform for the organization. That is what we will call it as an human resource accounting method. Then we have behaviorally anchored rating method. This method gives emphasis on job related behavior of the employee. The general behavior not related to the job is not considered. This method breaks down the job into different behaviors on behaviorally anchored rating scale. Initially, it need to be break down the various behaviors in form of low average performers, low performers, and high performers. Here, uh, low performers, high average performers, and high performers. This is how the behavior of that particular employee can be first anchored in form of rating scale. Based on that only, that behavioral anchored rating method can be happened in the organization. Then we have 360-degree performance appraisal. Here, 360-degree method makes an appraisal more transparent and participative in nature. The performance of the employee is appraised by different people with whom he interacts in his job. The speciality of this method is that apart from the other parties, the employee is also appraised by his performance. For example, we do come across it is an the appraisal can be happened by the top level management. They do consider the they do collect the feedback from the top level management and immediate superior of that particular employee. Again, they do take the feedback from peers and subordinates, and by self his feedback also considered, and the customer's feedback also considered in the 360-degree performance appraisal, where all the related all the related employees need to take the feedback from the all the related employees in the organization. That is what we will call it as a 360-degree performance appraisal. These are all the some important five modern methods of an performance appraisal we do come across. Now we do have the another one, that is 720 appraisal. I do discuss about that, what exactly the 720-degree appraisal. Before that, we need to understand psychological appraisal. Here, psychological appraisal, it is nothing but an it is mainly to determine the hidden potentiality of the employees. This method focuses on analyzing the employee's future performance rather than their past work, which has been done by the particular employee based on his psychological factor, or based on his, it mainly focuses on employee's future performance rather than his past work. These appraisal are used to analyze seven major components of an employee in form of performance, like it is mainly based on analyzed the employee based on his interpersonal skills and cognitive abilities of that particular employee, and intellectual traits of that particular employee, and leadership skills, what the how the employee is leading the whole team. Based on that only it can be assessed, and personality traits and emotional quotient and other related skills. Based on all these parameters, the psychological appraisal can be done in an organization. Its main focus is on to assess the future performance of that particular employee in the organization, which need to be consider all these factors, that is interpersonal skills of that particular employee, cognitive abilities, intellectual traits, leadership skills, personality traits, and emotional quotient of that particular employee, and other related skills of that particular employee. Then we have 720-degree review method, or we can say it as an performance appraisal method. In 360-degree method, as we know that the employer need to take feedback from his clients, that is called as an customers also, and superiors, peers, and subordinates. In 360-degree, here the circle is mainly to take the feedback from only the related employees in the organization, where it is 720-degree performance appraisal, it is double of that particular 360-degree, where they need to consider the action planning and managerial alignment and initial coaching, which is very essential to assess or to boost up the particular performance of that particular employee in the organization. They do consider organizational goals and the context, and then in-depth interview and personality assessment and narrative reports and one-on-one feedback of that particular employee. For example, it is considered as an all-round appraisal, where 720-degree performance appraisal gives an employee more feedback from one more than feedback from one person. It do consider, it do take feedback from the other parties also. This appraisal gives the employee a lot of feedback, generally from anywhere from the 5 to 8 people, to provide the employee with an all round assessment of his or her performance in the organization. It provides for two round feedback, that is pre and post performance of that particular employee in the organization, or it is an feedback approach which is done again after 9 to 12 months in the organization. It do considered pre and post performance of that particular employee. That is what we will call it as an,
Jaiba,
sir, hello.
it is almost time. Just one and half
Yes sir.
minutes left.
Yes sir, one
So,
ಇದೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ ಇದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ 720.
ನಿಮ್ಮದೇನು ಓಕೆ
ಇನ್ನು ಒನ್
ಇನ್ನೇನಿದೆ ಬೇರೆ?
ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಸರ್, ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್, ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಇದು ಮುಗೀತು
ನಿಮ್ದು
ಸರ್.
ಮುಗೀತಾ ಇಡೀ?
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಇದು ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್ ಇದು.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ, ಆಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಆಲ್ ರೈಟ್.
1 ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
It's okay. You stop here.
Okay sir.
Because one time is left. We have
Yes.
to take the attendance.
Yes sir, yes sir.
All of you show your videos.
Yes sir. Okay sir, okay.